Peace and greetings, and we are back. Empress Toy here. Thank you so kindly for tuning in. We have a wonderful episode, but let's get into this disclaimers first. The views and opinions expressed on this show by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the channel. Furthermore, the views and the opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host and the channel. All information, content, and material of the website podcast is for informational purposes only and are not intended to serve as a substitute for consultation, diagnosis, and/or medical treatment of a qualified physician or healthcare provider. Likewise, all information, content, opinions, and material of this website podcast and are for informational purposes only, not intended to be treated as legal advice, nor is any attorney-client relationship created herein. But let's not forget, I am a certified behavior therapist with a taxonomy. So I just want to say I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for coming back. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for coming to Don't Think Too Hard, mental health podcast. I also want to say this is a safe space. I'm going to create a B-roll for this. This is a safe space. I create this podcast for every individual to come and get healing. I don't care what color, creed, what race, nationality, their sexuality, what they believe in, if they ratchet, if they holier than thou. Everybody needs healing. Everybody goes through a mental challenge every now and again, or an emotional challenge, I would say. Everybody could come get the word. Everybody could come laugh. Everybody could come have fun. And everybody could just come do the damn thing. So we have a wonderful guest that's coming up. And this is a dear friend of mine. But I'm going to introduce my co-host first. So y'all know who he is, the brother that's always dropping the knowledge. Let's give it up for brother Saladin.
Okay, I'm going to open up Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. It's another pleasure to be on the podcast with Sister Toy, the Empress. And hopefully we could share some words, some insight, because all words have a healing and it could be destructive, but we are in the arena of healing through words. So that's all I have to say, Brandon.
Ashe, yo. So you was just backstage chatting up with our guest,
Yes.
my dear friend.
Yes.
Obviously, you had a good connection already.
Mm-hmm.
I love this brother. He's so amazing. I want to speak about it when he comes on, because
Right.
I want him to respond. So let's welcome to the stage. I want to introduce him the right way. My good friend, my dear good friend, King Simon. Yes, everyone. Yes, we got to give some applause to King Simon. This is going to be his. Is this your third time on this episode, on this podcast, or your second time? I think it's your second time, right? Second time, yes. And he is the inventor of numerovation, healing with numbers on a holistic level. Okay, so let's introduce him the right way. Numerovation for mental stability is a basic guide. This is about his book, one of his books that he wrote. Numerovation for mental stability is a basic guide to help men and women deal with mental instability. King Simon created the term numerovation, which means using the ancient science of numerology to enhance mental strengths and manage mental weaknesses. This book is dedicated to family, friends, and all those who suffer from or have taken their lives due to mental instability. Brother King Simon is internationally known as the Numerovator and has been a longtime friend and student of the renowned astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. He is a well-known MC, promoter, producer, speaker, consultant, media personality, and author based in New York, now Atlanta. He has worked with various internationally known performing artists, speakers, metaphysics, and health practitioners over the years, including Dennis Brown, Burning Spears, Sister Carol, Beanie Man, Shaggy, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Africa, Dr. Melanie Stevenson, Dr. Phil Valentine, Dr. Delbert Blair, Queen of Four, and many, many others. Okay, let's give her a round of applause here, okay? And without further ado, let's in King Simon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can
No,
y'all hear
thank
me well?
you.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah.
well.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, to all the creator, the all within the all. Alhamdulillah, all praises due to Allah. The all within all, like Dr. Khalid used to teach us back in the day, when I used to roll with Khalid and the minister. Pleasure to be here on your channel with you and your co-host for the first time. I think I've seen him before, because he looked familiar. And I rolled with people like, Siraj or Hajj was one of my imams also. So big up to Imam Siraj and all the great ones and of course the minister, and of course all of the nation, of course, definitely. And thank y'all for allowing me to come on your channel. And those that are watching also on my channel, I shared it on my channel too. So big up to everybody that's tuning in. So thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
I want to say thank you so much. Thank you again. And let's jump right into it because we all long-winded.
Right.
Who is King Simon? I know I gave that brief synopsis on your book, but who is King Simon for people that don't know?
King Simon is one of my middle names is Simon, and of course is a promoter for many years since I was probably 12 years of age. My father was owning a nightclub the year I was born in '67. Then my cousin took over the night that he took over, but just a brother that came with a message, came with a gift, came with some talent to help be a part of the puzzle and serve a greater purpose. I think the Creator gave us all a purpose, and some of us use it and some of us don't. And even if they don't use it, maybe that was their purpose, to not use it. You know what I'm saying? Some people are meant to work for people for the rest of their life. Some people are not meant to work for people. Some people are meant to discover their gifts along the path. Some of them discover it at young ages, at middle ages, and sometimes at the vintage ages. But whatever age it might be, let it be a good age that you discover. As long as you're above ground, you could always find your purpose, find your path. And if you're willing to do the mathematics of your name and birthday and all that kind of stuff, or the astrological breakdown of your name and all that, people can help you out there. Or if you just want to stay in religious organizations, like I've done multiple religious organizations and throughout my life, from, of course, being born under the Christendom, and Rasta in my family, the 5%, the Ansar, the Nation of Islam, studied with the Moors and all different types of Sunni. I've been under Sunni. So I studied not chasing around who the Creator is, but knowing where the Creator has always been. And that's been within me and everybody else. So I'm happy to be here. And again, I'm just one of your brothers that's here to share my part of the puzzle, to give light to the world in my own way.
Ashe. Yes. So, what is numerovator, or how, for people that don't know, what is numerology first?
Numerology only means the study of numbers. That's really the basic. Numbers. I think we get a misconception when we go to places like Wikipedia, and because Wikipedia doesn't, it can be edited at any given time. Any skeptics and anybody else can edit it, but studying under my elders, and like a John Henry Clark, Dr. John Henry Clark, who I have gotten the chance to meet, and Dr. Ben, but also being in the 5% Nation of Gods and Earth, and also in the Nation of Islam, and also in the Ansars, numbers was definitely a foundation of many of these organizations, even into the Sunni Islam, because they still say over it is 19 when it deals with the Quran. And I studied that also from the guy who got killed doing that. But numbers is a study. Numerology means the study of numbers on all different levels. Some of us just look at it sometimes from an esoteric, but if you use number in any capacity, that's also, and using it for foundation, and numbers and mathematics is the foundation of all sciences. That if you have to use numbers, that's also applying numbers in its various ways, some spiritual, some physical. But again, numerology, the word only means the study of the numbers, just like, zoology, biology, the study of. Anytime ology comes after something, you're studying that science of that thing. And I took it upon myself from 14 years of age, when the 5% Nation, and then I really took it serious in '89 after I called in on a radio show on WBLS WLIB with Gary Bird and Lloyd Strayhorn. Imhotep Gary Bird, let me put some respect on that name. And Lloyd read my name and broke it down like a book. And big up to him, of course. He's an author of this book.
I have that book too.
Shout out Lloyd. And him and Minister Farrakhan are also good friends. And Minister said he was doing another higher level of supreme wisdom and supreme mathematics back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
When you get co-signed by the minister, Lloyd always tap himself on the shoulder. When you get co-signed by people like him, knowing that numbers is not anything psychic. Numbers pays attention to patterns, cycle sequences, probability, statistics, and possibilities, just like any other science. It's just that it's metaphysical science. But Michio Kaku, one of the top sciences of the world, in his book, he called it the metamaterial, which is just metaphysics, but they saying it in other words to justify it in the scientific world, which is cool. They know how to play with the words, but like I learned back in the day from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is mathematics, it stands true. You can always prove it at no limit of time. And then what does the messenger say? The messenger said, then you must learn to use it and secure some benefits while you are living. And that is luxury, money, good homes, friendship, in all walks of life. That's supreme wisdom lessons from back in the day with the messenger. So we was on it. He was on it, and everybody else that studied that understand. That's why the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, with his form of Islam, was so successful here. And big up to Noble Drew Ali also, and all the rest of them. But the messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, with understanding those mathematics, was very successful. To this day, you can't top him on the success that he had with the level of information he received.
So, being that we know what numerology is now. Yes. What is numerovation? Something that you created.
Yes, and put it in
the... I know what it is.
Yeah.
But tell everybody else, because I was there when you was creating it.
Yeah. And I put it it's in the lexicon dictionary, building the algorithms now. One of my doctors.
Did y'all hear that? He put it in the what dictionary?
Lexicon. The lexicon is now, but words like that has to...
We got to applaud.
Thank you. My friend, Dr. Angela Moulton. She's the one that told me that I can do that. She's a doctor in education and all that, and she loves my stuff. And she told me to go. She gave me the application, showed me how to do it. And I did it, and gave it the meaning, gave it the breakdown, gave it the language that it comes out of, from numero animation and all that in the lexicon. But it's not like a word that Beyonce put out there years ago. Bootylicious came up like in two years. It just became an algorithm, major on the algorithm. Mine's is still building. Just like numerology was founded by a woman back in 1907. The word numerology, Now they was practicing it with Pythagorean and Chaldean along Mesopotamia and all that kind of stuff in those mystical systems, or those esoteric systems. But it was a woman that coined the word. Her name was Dr. Julia Seton, and she was born in 1862. She transitioned in 1862, but that she coined that word in 1907. And that's when it became known as numerology. The algorithms had to build up from that time to the point it's an adopted woman out of nowhere, and then what they did try to do with it, let me just give y'all a brief story about what they tried to do is pass it on to a male, Julian Staton, but there wasn't enough information due to my research and kept on. And then when I went to the Idiot's Guide of Numbers, the Idiot Guide verified the study of Miss Dr. Julia Seton. Then I found out that her daughter, Dr. Juno, wrote a book on numerology also after her mother. So I said, wow. So now I see the lineage going on. And then I found out that Dr. Julia Seton studied under Dr. Ballot another numerologist who had a whole university for 25 years on not numerology, but the study of numbers. They never coined it as numerology yet. Even her teacher didn't coin it as They call it the use or the sound of numbers. If you look at her book, throughout a whole book, Dr. Ballas or Dow Ballas never had the word numerology in the book at all until her student coined the word. So I was like, oh, so I started researching and digging. I just like to do my research. and numerovation, it's a hybrid of numero and motivation. Mm-hmm. And that's what it put it together. It's numerovation, using your numbers to motivate you. That's all it means, basically, in an innovative way. So I pull from everything that I've studied, from the lessons of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, from Islam, from Christianity, all of that. Anything that you can motivate people, I know how to apply the numbers to, mm-hmm. to make people be comfortable when they're doing a consultation with me, because I don't do readings. I don't have to read people. That's mm-hmm. That has had a negative connotation for a few years. Everybody reading palms and all that. No, numbers are like a GPS. You put in the right number, you give me your right number, then I help to triangulate it for you, see where you need to go and how you need to go, both positive and negative. And if you're willing to listen, it's up to you. If you're not, I tell people, numbers don't care if you believe in it or not. They work behind the scenes, just like you have a GPS right now. You don't have to use a GPS to get to a store that you know. But when it comes to go to certain distances, we had to use Rand McNally. We had to know longitude and latitude. We had to know how to get there. And numerology, from my esoteric perspective, can help people to get there, whether you use it or not. It's like Mission Impossible. I give you what you have to give you on that cassette, that tape, or that recording, and it's up to you, Mr. Phelps, whether you try to take that mission on or not. It's up to you what you want to do. It's up to you. But I gave it to you in your hands, and I gave you the positive and the negative roads that you can take down. Because there's a duality in everything. Some dare to say triality. Because if you're going to do good with it, or positive with it, or negative with it, or you might not do anything with it, like homeless people. Some people just stay there and just do nothing. They're supposed to beg. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what I used to do in New York, brother El Hajj and sister Empress Etor, I used to do case studies. Give homeless people $1 or so and ask them their birthday, and give a conversation, finding what, I found people born under Barack Obama's birthday, under Michelle Obama's birthday. All these people born under these, but why did they take the negative road of being homeless or drinking or alcoholism and all? That's what I found in the numbers also. I'd like to find out what was the trauma so we can help reverse it as much as we possibly can.
So I want to get into that. Before I get into that, because I want people in the chat to maybe put their birthday, and you can see what King Simon.
Let's talk first. Let's give him
we're gonna talk first, but see what King Simon is talking about. So maybe I could book a consultation with him later.
When they ready. Right,
so I had everybody know about this podcast. I always talk about when I had my nervous breakdown. Almost, I went through what I went through. Yes. I didn't see King Simon for a long time. I used to always vent at Nicholas BK. In Best Style at Restoration.
Yes.
So I'm going through what I'm going through, and all of a sudden, King Simon hits me up. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. And then he just started, and I just started telling him what I was going through. He said, "Well, you in this cycle. I was in a personal year number 7. I'm never going to forget this."
That's right.
And you said that this year is it's a spiritual year, and that I have to see what's my liabilities and my assets. And the funny thing is, I couldn't understand what was happening to me. I kept saying, it seemed like I woke up and everything that was I thought was important was dropping out of my life.
Right.
And that was the liabilities leaving. And then you just, you was just, breaking things down. And I just was like, wow. And then we just was moving on from there or whatever like that. So yeah, I'm in my personal year number 3 now. Yes. And I am, with my creative control and, just, implementing these projects, because I was in my number 2 year and I was emotional wreck.
Right.
I was an emotional wreck. So
And I want to say something to that.
Yeah, say it.
You know, interesting enough. Again, people, you don't have to believe in none of this. I don't ask. I don't beg nobody. I'm not one of those people like Lloyd would probably meet you and ask you your birthday. I'm not gonna do that. I don't force nothing on no one. I don't even force it on my children. I let them know that as long as mathematics exists, because we didn't discover or create mathematics, it always was here. It's just that it was time for us to turn on the light within us to find it and use it. And because it was the earth has been here. The numbers has been here. Your fingers, you are walking and living mathematics. You have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, a certain amount of teeth, heart, 2 lungs, all of that. There's a counting system in your body. There's and it takes mathematics for you to balance as a baby, like my brother Joshua Sarah said at Professor James Smalls. He said a baby don't just get up and start. They'll go like because they haven't learned to have the understanding of the mathematics of their body to maintain balance. It's all mathematics. That's why the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said mathematics is Islam and Islam is mathematics. Islam is a way of life. Mathematics is life. But a lot of us don't want to, are afraid of math because they taught us against math. They taught us against the sciences. And when these are ancient indigenous sciences, not just in Africa or in what is misnomered Africa or what is misnomered America today, but all over the planet, because we are the original man and woman of the whole world, of the whole planet. And like Dr. Khaled used to say, it was our throne where we ruled the whole home, the whole 76 quintillion miles of the universe back in the day. This is what we understood. That's why the mother planes that the messenger talked about was made here and then sent out there. But I let me digress. Let me pull back because I can get into my lessons because I still got my lessons. And I still know, and I know how to blend it with all that's going on today that scientists are discovering to this day. Big up to Wesley Muhammad that's writing some great books on it and giving the receipts. I read, I study because we was taught as Brother Saladin El Hajj was taught, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, period. And that's what we're here to do. You know, I don't care what it is. I've studied books on Satan and come to find out the biology of Satan that I read was a biology of where it came from Set and Asar, Set, and it went all the way back. Then they change names and create all kinds of stories behind it. So, tomato.
But Brother King.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
What you shared in the last 15 minutes
yes, sir,
is a deep science. I've told people you have to study.
Yes.
Because some people, the skeptics will say, these are just numbers, Brother King, or Brother Saladin, or somebody that may be uttering those formulas.
Yes.
It's just numbers. It requires of us to step back.
Exactly.
And that attic here, you got to move around some furniture.
Exactly.
Okay? And take on a new mind. Which, right? Because when you're dealing with the science of mathematics, it's simple, but it's complicated to those who are deaf, dumb, and blind because they think there's numbers.
That's right.
I believe that if the so-called American Negro at that time, because when I grew up, we was called Negroes and colors.
Negroes. Yes, exactly.
we evolved different titles.
Yes, sir.
But if we would have listened, I'm talking about black people, to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, forget about his religion, because that was a stumbling block for many of us.
Yes.
But when he talked about mathematics,
that's right.
Our brothers and sisters in South, North Korea, Vietnam, China, these gadgets that we have, they mastered mathematics.
That's right.
Had we listened to Mr. Muhammad in the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s, and the 1970s, we would have been on a cutting edge of mathematics and science. But we were slow. Yes. And we think no further than our nose. Yes, and I agree with you, Brother King, that everything is mathematics. How your heart beat, how many steps you take. It takes 9 months. Anything short of 9 is premature. So why would the creator of life, and we may call him by different names, but the creator of life, why would he limit, because there's a limit on 9. And then after you're born, you start off with 0 again. Because those 9 months that you was in the womb it counts because you was brought into the world as a flesh body. But when you come into the world through that vaginal canal, you start off with 0 again.
That's right.
The number, your biological age start recalculating from 3 months to 4 months to 12 months, a year, et cetera, et cetera. But that science,
beautiful science,
has to be looked at intelligently.
Yeah.
Because some of us think it's just numbers throwing around.
No.
And when we do that, we limit our outreach because everything has numbers. Everything.
And and thank you very much for that, brother Saladin, because I read also Nikola Tesla's autobiography, and Nikola Tesla was the maverick scientist that even he said, I'm paraphrasing, that once the scientific world understands that metaphysical world, they'll even go to a whole nother level.
Yes.
And that's what he did, because if you read, and the autobiography is a very thin book. It's not that there's people that wrote biographies that's thicker, a darn dictionary on him, but the thin book is so much jewels in that thin book. It's like reading How to Eat to Live 1. It's a thin book. And then you read and you get all the information. And he said he used to, if he was going through situations of finding certain discoveries or getting a solution, he'll go and take a nap near the river, or take a nap because he had to go within to get it out. And then he'll come back with the answer. And that's what, and going back to my sister, when you're in those cycles, again, people, numbers don't care if you believe. I could put 2 on the wall right now. I'm at my mother's house here in New York, but I live in Georgia. But I could put 2 in the house on that wall right now. 2 don't care if you believe in 2 or not.
Sure don't.
2 in its cycle, when you get into that number 2 cycle, personal cycle, it will reveal certain things that you possibly need to take one step down or go this way or go that way. It's letting you know, like a GPS. And because 2 represents emotional, 2 represents the loss or gain of something. 2 represents, intuition. Understand just the flow line and how you make the number 2. And remember, I was telling 2 of my friends when I was coming from Professor James Small's event that I produced this weekend, I was telling 2 of my friends in the car, I said, look, all this, the numerology, I've studied Chinese numerology, Abjad, the Arab Islamic numerology. I've studied Kabbalah. I've studied all of them. All of them have their cultural nuances. It's just but you'll find that there's a foundation to all of that. So even if as I'm involved and I created numerovation, my cultural nuances from what I've learned from all these different types of organizations that I've been just through life, I was able to put it into numerovation, which is part of the numeroanvation and how it makes that innovative connection. And that's why it's important. So when you're going through those cycles and you're in this 3 cycle that you're talking about, I'm also in a 3 heading into a 4-year cycle. It helps you to prepare yourself of how you need to move the next couple years a day. It's not predictive, although people may say it's predictive, but it's reminding you of a particular cycle that you're going in, whether you make it good or bad, because at the end of the day, I tell everybody, numbers didn't come here to control you. It came here to guide you and reveal certain steps that you do, just like the GPS that was created by a beautiful melanated sister named Miss West. And she was, and that whole GPS system is based on the mapping system from Rand McNally. And then before that, we used to use the stars and the moons and everything as a map. It's a map. We just got to keep on tapping it. And as my brother and I know, we got to keep on moving to quick thinking, fast moving to the modern day and time.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'd like to share with the audience,
please, brother,
the significance and symbols of mathematics. Because see, you and I, what you're sharing.
Yes, sir.
There's people listening that understand that language. Everybody has a language. But when you look at the phone pad, notice that the phone pad, the 1 is by itself in the box.
Yep.
The number 1, the digit 1 is alone by itself.
That's right.
Then it starts with number 2, ABC, in that box, et cetera, until it gets to 9 or 0. Right. I'm talking about the numbers that we punch in calling people.
Right.
Why would they put the 1 singularly by itself? But there's a lot to unpack there. We don't have time to go into that. But in religious language, the one is ahad, the oneness of Allah. Allah, the creator of life, is by itself, himself, or the creator by itself. Then he created ABC, because all of us come in under two.
That's right.
Okay? Right. Okay? And then we get into 3, 4. Well, I don't want to get too complicated, but you know what I'm saying. So
that's what the Quran is like. Kul huwa Allahu ahad.
Right.
Allahu samad. Lam
there you go.
Lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad.
There you go. The Surah Ikhlas, the purity or the unity, right? Exactly. But let me share something else, and I'll let you continue, brother, because you're the guest of the show. No the enemy of our rise of our people, they understand mathematics too.
Very well.
And this is why those who are listening, the enemy killed most of our legitimate leaders before they reached the age of 40.
That's right.
Malcolm, God rest his soul, Malcolm X, Minister Malcolm, Hajj Malik Shabazz, was murdered or assassinated, at 39. Exactly. Dr. Martin Luther King at 39. Right. There were many other leaders didn't reach 39. Didn't reach 40. What is in the number 40 that the enemy would say, I must cut their life short? Because we live in intervals of 40.
Yes.
Okay, we come here in a 40-week period in the womb of our mother. Right. They understand perfectly what mathematics is capable of doing when a people who have a certain knowledge and is able to rise with that knowledge. You mentioned Dr. Khalid.
Yes.
Many people who understand the science, they're free to give it, but do you want to receive it? Because like I said again, so some of us, it's just babble. It's just numbers. And I noticed that Brother Strahan, when that book, see all the numbers, and he put them all mixed together? Because most of us, that's what we see. Just like that cover, just numbers.
That's right.
But every number has a symbol, and every symbol has a meaning. So you go right ahead, brother.
But both spiritually and physically. And
absolutely.
People got to understand that, So I'm sorry, Etoy, you wanted to ask something?
I hate to jump in.
Don't hate to jump in. It's your show, girl.
Get it. But I gotta.
Yeah, I understand.
Your show, girl.
So we have somebody. No, it's cool because I love this is why I have both of y'all on. But we have someone from the audience because we are 30 minutes in, 33 minutes in. And her birthday, and this funny because this is a special number to me, 712, either 1217 or 712. That's funny. 1217 or 217. Right. But can you break down her birthday? Because obviously she put it in the chat, so she's a number 3.
But you got to remember that, and that as I've been growing into this, I always tell people you're not the number. That's just the vibration.
The vibration, right?
To remind you of what you need to do. You're not the astrology sign. It's just that symbol or that sign that's reminding you of what you came to help you navigate. That's your GPS, your modus operandi, telling you what you need to do, and also your longitude and latitude. So when you have people born on 7/12, because I tell people to look at it from a holistic perspective, I look at the tarot of the number. I look at the multiple, the alignment or the achievement or the pinnacle of the number, and her pinnacle just alone. If her parents had knew some of this science for her, because her pinnacle adds up to a number 19. 19 is known in numerology, is known in double or compound numerology, is known as a karmic number, but it's also known as the number of the sun in tarot. And karma, let me tell everybody, fam, karma could be a beauty queen or karma could be a biatch. For real, for real. So there's duality in karma because karma only means cause and effect. That's all it means. So everybody get karma, oh my God. No, karma isn't. Just stay on the good foot and you can avoid karma and keep on attracting the good karma. So because her alignment number, that 7 + 12 = 19, that means her parents are supposed to teach her to develop her creativity and help her to finish what she started, because her 12 turns into a 3 where she needs to be creative and balanced, but 3 can be very scattered in their thoughts and have anxiety issues because they're very good talkers. They have the gift of gab, and they would do well in communicating anything as far as if they learn how to master communication. And their life path, because she's born in 1985, adds up to 2004, and that's a number 6. So she loves beautiful things. She's very beautiful, more than likely very beautiful person, love beautiful energy, have balance, must have balance and harmony within herself, because she attracts people that need help and healing a lot. And if she's not willing to help and heal that person that she's attracting, whether it's male or female, she better leave them alone and just give them guidance until they're ready to grow, because you still have to deal with your own balance and your own healing according to your mathematics. And again, it comes both positive and negative, because even being born in 1985, remember how much that alone, the month you're born means that she could be in her own head at times. The day she born means she could be very creative, balanced, but also like to talk when she has to talk and release what she has. And she says what she means and mean what she says, but she has to also maintain a jovial attitude. I mean, I could go, make sure you book a session with me, since I got a lot more for your name and all of that. I could get it in, but there's a lot going on. But even the year 19, if you add 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5, and that equals 23, there's a thing that says she loves to travel also. Movement is very important. You can't really lock a person down like that, especially as she's getting older, because the year frequency is going to turn up as she's getting older. Because the month, the day, and the year, all of them have their distinct amount of cycles within that period of a certain period of time, according to the studies of numbers. Every letter in the word.
I hope you got that.
Every letter, every. She said very scattered. Every letter in your name has an individual meaning.
Thank you.
Name has an individual meaning. Yeah. So.
Oh, so break me down right quick. November 1st, 1980.
Maybe you should try to draw your audience in. You already know you. I've been trying to tell you.
No, I'm trying. I want somebody else to.
I'm telling them they better put it in and put it in. Yeah,
put it in. Put your birthdays in. Put your birthdays in. So into the meantime, you can either do El Hajj, Saladin, or me. November 1st.
That's up to him if he wants to tell his birthday.
1980.
That's up to him. Because that's not that. But let's focus on educating these people on why it's important to get into it. Because I don't like to preach to the choir. You're a choir to me. I don't like really preaching to the choir. I like people to learn and stop playing. Mm-hmm. Stop. This is not. Let me tell y'all something. This is not entertainment for me. This is serious. This has saved lives. I'm not. Mm-hmm. I don't play with this. So I don't like to, me personally, don't like to come on and do too much quickies, because that doesn't benefit you when you do a quickie. Mm-hmm. Y'all gonna take what you got from here and that do nothing.
Well, let me just make it clear. This is not a quickie. Yeah, this is you giving them a brief synopsis so that the audience can see, your legitimacy, so they can be able to book a consultation with you in the near future.
No, you're right. But again, I don't chase people down. I stopped that. I've proven myself in the last 36 years. I really have. And
this is also for the people that don't know who you are.
I know that, but I'm trying to say,
so we can just keep spreading that knowledge and that healing.
No, it's like it's a lot. The brother Saladin understand, because people, they get stuff for free and they don't really use it. They abuse it, and I don't trust that anymore. I don't respect that. I'm not a person that's on the floor, on the street reading your palms. I'm not doing that. I don't go on the street and do that. So it's important. Let me tell your people, very important, why it's important that you even use a GPS. Because none of y'all are using the Rand McNally, and I still have a Rand McNally map to this day, just in case the GPS fall out, because I taught disaster preparedness for 25 years, just in case. So I'm telling you on eToy's show here that I don't play with this. And it's not arrogant, it's just that I'm serious. I've seen people lose their life because they didn't understand their cycles. They didn't know where they was going. People, celebrities. P. Diddy is in a cycle right now that led to where he's at. So was Tupac. And I did security with GM Anthony and them for Tupac back in the day. And he was in a cycle then. So we're not here to play with you. I don't want to play with you. So there's a person up here that they put their birthday up, 8/26, right? You see him?
Yeah.
Like people will break that down. You'll see that a lot of numerologists will just break that down to like how you jumped and said that's a person number 3. I said people look at the holistic perspective. You got to see it from a whole level. 26 in compound numerology is a person that got to be very careful of making bad decisions, choosing bad relationship, and getting bad advice. just in compound numerology. When everybody will tell you, oh, 26 equals 8, that means abundance and all that. But it can mean abundance, but it also means you could lose abundance, lose discipline, lose order, lose structure, because there's duality. And 2 and 6 are all healing numbers. So 2 and 6 represents balance. 2, 4, 6, 8 are all numbers of balance. So if you're not striving to be disciplined and balanced and willing to heal and grow, because it does take a process in this realm, and because that 8 plus the 26 equals 34, 3 and 4 equals the number 7. 7 says you hold things in your head and you need to let things out and stop holding. Forgive and let go. You're never going to forget, but forgive and let go. And have you noticed in this society, if you notice in the society, they hold on to the negative more. So a person could love you all for the last 20 years and might smack you in your face one time. And it could have been a light tap, and you hate that person from that light tap. That's how deep this society is, because remember, and I know Brother El Hajj had remembered hearing Les Brown say something like, it takes 16 positive to knock out 1 negative. 16 positive to knock out 1 negative. So 1 negative thing that a man do to a woman, or 1 negative thing that a woman does to a man, that man will, or that woman will hold on to it. So you have to use 16 positive to overcome that 1 negative, just to get in the good grace of people nowadays. And it's gotten worse today because we're more emotional in social media. We're more emotional. So even when, again, that person there got to be very mindful of who they allow in their space, because that 8 and that 26 turns into a number 8. That double 8 has to be very conscientious and be careful of energy vampires in their life. You know, and you, being that you're a Scorpion, the water signs have to be very careful of energy vampires and not being indecisive, especially being born November 1st. Matter of fact, I told you, one of the best numerologists of the 1900 was Kiro. He wrote this book. This guy was born November the 1st. He was born November the 1st. That guy, I told you that years ago. You know what I'm saying? Did you listen?
Yes, because indecisiveness, what I have realized for me is that it keeps me stuck.
Right.
So it's like you have to make a decision. You can't, go back. You can't be in limbo, and I wound up not making no progress. Trust me, I took your teachings to the heart. Because I don't want to hear your mouth.
Not my mouth, because what happens, you know what she does? She'll call me, and what's that? Really? I already told you how to do this.
No, I didn't do that in years. I haven't done that in years.
Only when you catch me out there.
I'm calling you, telling you I'm in this cycle, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. I haven't asked you about that in years. But
3 years.
Yeah, that's good. 3 years.
She said yes. 3 years, ma'am.
3 years is good. I've been doing it on my own for 3 years.
Exactly.
And you wanna know why, y'all? Because he told me, you are a numerologist. Do your own chart. and do your own numbers.
And I mean, if we're reading Bibles or Quran and all that, and it says ye are God's children of the Most High, then you need to God up. God is an action. You need to act and stop playing and stop depending on letting people hold your hand. We're under this Christ syndrome and this leadership syndrome when you have to be your own leader. Nobody gets you to go do Hajj if he didn't decide to make that decision to go do Hajj. You know how many times I was invited and I didn't go? I'm like, okay, I'm not ready to go there yet. I'm cool. But it's me, the leader within, that has to go. And I remember Minister Farrakhan teaching on the leader within back in the day. I remember he teaching a subject like that, and Dr. Khalid. So I'm like, yo, the leader within you is going to make you want to be disciplined and do what you got to do and stay focused. Because you personally already know you're intuitive. What makes you doubt your intuition back in the day? What made you doubt it? I'm asking you.
Okay, this is a question.
I'm asking you the question because you doing your thing now, and I know there was times when you didn't know if you're gonna do it. You know, I'm writing this. I don't know what I'm gonna.
What made me doubt my intuition before was when I went through an ascension, but I didn't know it was an ascension.
Right.
I thought that I was being punished. When everything had got pulled from under the rug for me, I felt as though I lost everything. I felt as though I made a mistake. I felt as though I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
But I didn't realize at that time is that the foundation that I was building on was not solid. So what I was building new, it couldn't be built off of that foundation.
Exactly.
So my intuition was like, well, I thought my intuition was wrong. So as the years has passed, it's like, no, that person couldn't stay. This habit couldn't stay. This way of thinking couldn't stay. If I want to get to here, I have to have a whole new life, a whole new way of thinking, a whole new behaviors. And so that was the main reason. Plus, I almost died. You feel me? I was fighting for my life. So everything was discombobulated at that time. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know I was going to make it to the end of the year. So, that what it was for me. So, but every year I got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So I'm like, all right, now this is what I want. This is where I'm going, and this is what I'm going to get.
Exactly. But the question I ask now, what was that in you that kept you going? Again, going back to you. Ain't nobody outside of you.
My spirit.
Something, and it got a name. It might be, you might call it one thing. It might be an ancestor around you.
And all I kept hearing was at that time when I almost died was, don't give up. Don't give up. Keep fighting.
Exactly.
Keep fighting. You don't know what's in front of you. You don't know what life is going to bring you. And spirit just kept giving me these signs. Please, they don't know how spiritual I am. My audience don't know. I dumb it down on how spiritual I am. But here you go. You asked me the question.
That's why I'm asking the question.
So I'm gonna let it out.
That's why I let it come out.
I just kept, you know how we vibe. I just kept getting the signs, especially in meditation, the downloads kept coming and certain things that was happening in nature, certain things that it just was like, this is your path. Accept who you are now. Yes. Let go of who you were or who people told you was, or people told you who you think you had to be. Yes. Who are you? Who is Etoy without all of these things?
Right.
Who are you? Who are you without the name, the car, the job, the clothes, the money? Who are you? And everything had got stripped from me in order for me to figure out who am I.
That's right.
And then once I figured that out, it's like, okay. See? This is what I'm supposed to do. And I had to be relentless about it because I felt as though I was ahead of my time around the environment that I was in. I thought people was going to think I was crazy because of my gifts. And I had to say to myself, I'm holding me back. Not only am I holding me back, I'm not doing the work that the Most High has bestowed upon me. Right. And not using the gifts that the Most High has bestowed upon me. Exactly. He wants me to go out here and he wants me to talk to his children. He wants me to lead them, guide them, whatever he want me to do, however he want me to do it. Right. I have to do that. Right. And
that's powerful. See,
I had to get away from my own mess and accept the woman that I was born to be. It's a funny thing when you want your life to change and you pray about, I want to be who God created me to be. Right. And and I was in this same setting, right in this same room right here when I said that many years ago. I was high, smoking a hefty blunt.
Exactly.
Stressed out for
work. Crazy. You doing too much.
Came in. I was, you know what? This is not my life. This is not what I want to do. And all I heard was, are you sure? The path and the road and the truth is not what you think it is. It's going to be a journey. And Lord, was it a journey?
That's right.
So it was like when you don't ask God to guide your footsteps if you don't want to move your feet. And that's what it was for me. I was asking God to guide my steps. And I was scared once things got shaky and once things started being revealed within me, that things that had to change, I had to let go, the environment, things of that nature, I was scared to move my feet. And that's another indecisive why I was so indecisive. Like, you know what? I was playing double dutch. Should I do it? Should I jump in? Should I go? What am I doing here? So yeah.
That's why I asked the question.
Right. So I say that to everyone in the audience.
There you go.
If you feel as though because you know what I say to y'all at the end of every podcast, almost at the end of every podcast. I haven't said this one in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do for free that you go wake up and it fulfills your soul? Then that's what you're supposed to be doing. The riches is going to come with that because God and the universe and spirit is going to make sure that you have what you need and going to provide for you. Right. But when you are ready to make that step, things is going to change and it's going to look like you're being punished or it's so hard and it's so tough. No, that's you metamorphosing. That's you coming through the mud. That's you shaking everything off you that doesn't belong with you. Just trust the process. And that's what it was for me also. I had to trust the process. It was hard and it was tough. But once you be confident within yourself and have a good support system within you, I promise you, it just gets better. It gets better.
I mean, that's why I asked you the question to pull it out of you, because that's why these things have to be said. It's just like the two great men on the back of his wall there, Martin Luther King and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King. They went through some real harsh times. Yeah, I mean, if you study the history, even of the messenger when he went through alcoholism and all of that, y'all, people don't know that where his wife had to help him. See, people don't know that history, So, and to the point that he became one of the greatest leaders of this time, born October 7th. So, understanding those dynamics, that 7 energy of that spiritual energy of the 7, and then his alignment number being an 8. So even him, when you looked at the Muslim accomplishment, he didn't speak that much, but he gave all the ideas to all the young people to do what they got to do. And they made it happen for him. He gave Malcolm the word in his mouth, and Malcolm went and built 46 temples. He did his thing. So, and that's what's needed. Sometimes you need, even if you don't know how to articulate it, you got to be open to give the young people this. That's why I wrote books so people can go and get it. And I wrote it in the most simplest form. This book is a love letter to 2 of my friends that passed on by taking their life. Because yes, I've been there too. I wrote about it in the book. I've been there too. And I knew, and when I looked at the cycles, I was in that cycle of possibly taking my life, because numbers have its depressive moment and numbers have their high points. And when you know your own pattern, cycles, and sequences, then you could recognize how to balance it. And just like A.R. Bernard from CCC said, the pastor, he said, sometimes you got to learn to manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strengths. Manage the weakness. And that's what the numbers alert you to do. It's not telling you what to do. It's giving you the positive, negative, and the possible behavioral patterns that you might not want to do anything. You might just want to be lazy and don't do nothing. You might want to be complacent. But it's going to tell you whether you're going down a positive road, negative road, or are you complacent and you just stuck where you at. That's up to you. But you have the choice to make that next move. And even
I also want to say this, right? It's funny because you wrote this book, right?
Yes, that's right.
The mental stability.
Yes.
And it was published in 2021, right?
2020 was the one that came
out. 2020.
Yeah.
And I went through what I went through in 2021.
Right.
So you wrote this for me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And of course he signed it.
And
to Empress.
And those people, but like I said, I didn't mention their name in the book because their family didn't want them to become the poster child of suicide or unaliving themselves. I just shouted them out to show them respect, because this book was supposed to be a book of the woman study of woman. This is what it's supposed to be. And then when the last person did what they did to themselves, I said, oh no, I gotta do something dealing with mental stability. And sure enough, numerovation came out of it. All of this started coming out. Everything started. I literally dreamt about. And I just started writing. I started getting up and just putting things, and started doing the research and looked at the WHO, the World Health Organization, about what mental health was. And there is no health without mental health. And the quotes I started throwing in, Dr. Arthur Fletcher from the United Negro College Fund, born December 22nd, saying the mind is a terrible thing to waste. He's the one that coined it. He's the one. And he's born on the 22nd, which in my book, number 22, adds up to a 4. That's a mental health number. 4 7, 8, 5, and 3
And guess
are
what?
mental health numbers.
I had just turned 40. And then you told me in the book that the 0 always amplifies the number.
Because 0 is a power number. 0 is where all numbers come out of. That's where all numbers. So it amplifies anything that it follows or anything that goes before. It amplifies. That's why 0, 1 in the binary code is very important. Female is 0, 1 is male. They're always going to produce. They're always going to produce. 0, 1. The female womb and the male phallic symbol. They're always going to produce. There ain't no 0, 0 happening here. When you see 0, 0, it's going to be 0, 0, 1, 1. Because there's polygamy going on here. Polygyny.
Right.
That's what's going on. If you start looking at it, you see polyamory going on. Because you might see 1, 1, 1, 0, 0.
Right.
You see all of this in there. Because numbers are relationships. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 3. It's a relationship. And everything starts from the 0 and then comes right in, and then they redo themselves again to infinity. And even the infinity symbol that looks like the 8. The 8, according to what Wallace did with the creating the infinity symbol here, from his perspective, the 8 was older than that. Symbol 8, because numbers are symbols, but they're living symbols that we can all use, thanks to people like Brother Joshua Sarah, who's also doing it in modern day and time, but people like John Henry Clark, who wrote about it in a book called Africa Counts. Very good book, written by a Jewish lady, but John Henry Clark, one of our esteemed elders, did the foreword and the introduction to the book to show the deeper meaning of numbers and counting systems throughout the indigenous culture. So, man, study, and then after that, you study yourself. Don't forget to study you. Then you'll find out everything that you see outside of you is already in you. Right, Brother El Hajj? Saladin. He got his phone on mute. He got his thing on mute.
Yeah, we had to put him on mute. He was rattling papers in the back.
Okay, I didn't know. Okay.
I was rattling some papers, taking some notes. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
So we getting ready to go into hot topics. Is there anything else you want to say, El Hajj Saladin? I want you to be a part of the hot topics, King Simon.
Well, what he said, what he's been saying, is a deep science. Many people who may be listening, you got to read books.
Yes.
You have to read books, and it's the right type of books.
Yes.
Mathematics is an exact science, ladies and gentlemen. We could blast off to the planet Mars or Jupiter or Neptune. 2 plus 2 will still equal 4, whether we're on Earth or in any other planets. Mr. Muhammad said these words.
Teaching.
We are a 0. He was talking about the social structure and the predicament that these people put us in. A 0, if I wrote Etoy a check and I just wrote 2 zeros, I said, Etoy, cash that. She would look at me like I'm crazy. And the bank teller would look at her like, you can't do nothing with 2 zeros. But if I put a 1 to the left of that 2 zeros, it becomes tenfold. Right. We have to understand what you've been elucidating for the last 45 minutes. That's a deep science. Everybody has the capability.
Yes, they do.
But you just can't just run with that. People pay with their lives for that. There are secret societies who have embraced that. As I said earlier, when someone reaches 40 years old, the enemy cuts their life short. Why would they do that? Why is 40 mentioned in scripture over and over and over again? I don't have time to. Well, 4 is a foundation number.
That's right.
It has 4 angles. And 4 angles in 90 degrees is 362. The square and the circle are similar, are equivalent when we understand. But on the surface, we see a square and we see a circle and we think they're different. But it's not different. They both represent 360 degrees. They're both foundation numbers. 4 is a foundation number. 360, when you add 3 and 6, you get 90. You get 9, which is 90. This science that Brother King been expressing, everybody has to take a back seat for a moment. Because like I said, again, these are just numbers. is a language. To most people say, well, that sounds convincing, Brother King and Brother El Hajj. That sounds nice. It sounds cute. But all of us have to understand we are exposed to numbers. Numbers are our life. And let me say this to those who might be listening to the audience that may have a Christian orientation. Well, the book of Revelations, chapter 13, 18 verse says, here is wisdom. Let them that have understanding count the number of the beast.
That's right.
Okay, so counting, when we understand, why would the Revelator put counting, and what does 666 have to do with our social order that we live on? We don't have time to get into all of that. Mm-hmm. But the Bible and Quran and other books of knowledge talks about numbers.
That's right.
We can't minimize it. To what you were just saying, to some people, I mean, I've been around for a while with with those terms and language, and people think it's just mumbo jumbo. It sounds cute. It sounds, to the point where it has some relevance, but at the same time, there's other layers to that. You got to dedicate your life to that. Just like you dedicate your life to chemistry, engineering. It's a life journey. It's not something to play with. So I'm going to keep close and let Troy deal with the other segment of this podcast. But you know what I'm saying, Brother King.
Of course, brother. I'm with you 1,000%. That's why I read other scientific books. The Michio Kaku. I've read the Neil deGrasse Tyson book. I know how to make the comparison so people don't get confused about that. And that's why it's good to study, and then cross-reference. Don't just Google. No, we had to go in the library and hand out a library card to get certain books back in the day. We had to go and research. We had to go, and it's all right. Google is good, AI is good, but even if you did a numerology with AI, I found that they've been making mistakes.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
And they not do it. And Chaldean is one of the hardest systems, and I do both of them. And they're not touching on Japanese. They can't touch gematria like that good. And what the individual like myself or Itoy or yourself will bring the soul to it when you do a consultation. I bring soul to what I'm saying because I'm able to tap into the multiplicity of different systems and not just give you a base understanding through like AI does, but actually tap into your traumas and your deepened traumas and why you need to do this and that, and give you a whole outline without even AI. I just really started using AI and I started seeing, oh, y'all are making some mistakes here. I have to correct you. Y'all learning from me. So I'm not going to give you too much. I'm going to do what I do. Because as soon as I put in my name in AI, he's the founder of Numerovation. Blah, 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 blah. Put in my name in AI. Who is the founder of Numerovation? They'll say King Simon, and you've been breaking it down. I mean, they run it down, but they're missing some stuff. They're missing the soul. They're missing the 36 years of pain and struggle and going in different organizations. They're missing all of that. And being married 3 times and being in and out of relationships, running nightclubs and they missing all of that. I could do it all that, talking to and studying Jehovah's Witness, Islam, all of it, reading Arabic and all. They're missing all of that. the soul. That's what we put into it, baby. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. So is there anything else you want to say?
I'll make sure they
jump into this.
Make sure they book me and put my links back up there. Or let's put it in the chat. Let's do what we got to do to make sure we having fun. I'm gonna put it in the chat again, so they can see it. I just put it in the chat so you can see it. They can see my link. If they want to book a session, they tell them to text me their full name and date of birth and email, and I'll send you whatever detail. I got 4 different levels: 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions when y'all ready. But don't come to me if you ain't ready, please, because I'm very honest and very brutal sometimes, because sometimes y'all need smacks in your face to remind you that you're playing games for 45 or 30 years. Now, the younger people, I give a little bit of leeway. But you older people that's in my age, and I'm like, look, don't stop playing here. So don't play. And most people know. It's just that you need somebody that's outside of your sphere, your circle, to say, yo, and they'll tell you, yo, you reading me just like a book. No, your cycles are telling me what's up. This is what you've been through. So I'll go ahead, Etoy, and just have some fun. And thank you very much for allowing me to come on, brother. You said you want to do, you have something?
Thank you. No, hold on. I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
I want y'all to know that I used to be on the phone with King Simon for hours and hours.
She know my mother too. She been to my house. Love my mother. She knows my mama.
So when
My
I
mama
say this is
remember
my good friend, like sometimes we argue with each other. We have to come
Don't
back
do
and
that.
apologize.
Don't do
Anyway,
that no more. Don't do
oh,
that
no
no more.
more. Right? What? 3 years? I'm gonna hit you with that number. 3 years.
Yeah, probably 4 years. We haven't argued. But somebody said WhatsApp. Yeah, you could text me on WhatsApp. My number you could use +1 347 496. Text me on WhatsApp or Signal. Same number. Same number. It's right there scrolling. So yeah, you can text me on WhatsApp, or you could email me or go to my Linktree and email me, whatever. But you want to do hot topics? Okay. I can only imagine.
That's right. And we're going to get into one of our favorite, because we went a whole hour.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did.
But it was good. It was needed. It was needed. So we're going to get into hot topics.
That was so cute.
Wasn't it? I just love it. I'm trying to have fun with it. That's what you teach me, right?
Do what you love to do and make sure you're having fun with it.
That's right. That's right. All right. So let's get into hot topics right quick. Okay. So a good friend of mine gave me this hot topic. And I hope I worded like how they was wording it. So I want to get into do anybody know about these robo taxis?
Oh yes.
Called the Uber drivers. I mean the Uber taxis.
Without no drivers in it?
Yes.
I ain't getting in one. Y'all. I ain't getting in one, that's for sure. I'm gonna go and jump in the front seat with him.
Yeah.
Hold on. Open the door.
These damn Uber taxis. They are called robo.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
You seen these, right?
They're in Atlanta. They're already in Atlanta.
So I want to know what's your thoughts on that. What's your thoughts, El Hajj? real brief.
I think things are always done in the experimental stage.
Thank you.
I don't suggest that anyone get in one of those computerized vehicles. Not right now. I think they're just at the experimental stage. Eventually, I think that's the way they're going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, King.
We're just tipping the age of Aquarius. So in the tip, you're gonna go through the trials and tribulations of this stuff first. So you have to be very careful, because the age of Aquarius, people think we're fully into it. No, we're really just tipping into it with the technology that's going. Because back in the day when we was watching the Jetsons, there was no black people on the Jetsons, so they don't want us in their history in the future. So it's important that if you're going to get into that, you got to study the pros and cons of it right now. They're not even telling you. They're not even really giving you. That's why I would never jump into one like that. It has to be man or woman operated first, because right now they're not giving you the whole studies and the peer review of that stuff yet. You're not getting it, or you're not researching it, and you better in a number 9 year going into a 1 year cycle, especially in a 9 year, that's an accident year. So you got to be very careful of accidents. So between this 9 and going into this 1 year, because those are two fire numbers from a metaphysical point of view, you have to be careful of car crashes or electrical appliances going out of order from the negative or flowing a certain way. But you got to know that these are cycles that they all are recognizing too. Let me show y'all one book. This white man named Michael Brill wrote this Numerology of Decoding Behavior by Michael Brill. I know you've seen it before, Etoy, but this guy was a numerologist for the government, including the 10 years of aerospace industry and 2 years with NASA. It's on the back of his book. He's telling you he's there. So they're still studying and trying to get the information. And they're still trying to, this is not Tony Stark's people. This ain't the television show. More than likely, yes, they're trying to do that. That's why they put it in movies. They put it in television. But give it some time first. Let's see. Get your license to drive one without. Learn to drive a drone first. See how drones are.
Right.
Some of y'all can't even drive an electrical car on a toy car.
Now speaking of that, because this I have a multi-part question for this. Okay, right?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So now, let's get into this next part. Now they have the Uber deliveries, no driver, right? How do y'all feel about that one?
You want me to respond first?
Yes.
Please, brother.
Okay. First of all, these CEOs of these companies, they want to remove human interaction. They don't want
That's what I
to.
was going to.
They don't want to pay pensions, health care, maternity leave. Look what has happened to the Metropolitan Transit Authority. I remember it was tokens.
Yep.
From tokens went the Metro card.
That's right.
Then from the Metro card, they realized that now we can set up these Metro card machines. So now they're reducing employment because that Metro machine, all it needs is a technician.
Yes.
They don't have to worry about calling in sick. It doesn't have to worry about contract negotiations. These machines, these things, they always try to make it seem as though it's for your benefit.
Right.
And then eventually they make it so uncomfortable for you they forced you to or surrender to this modern technology. So yes, I think it's always a benefit for the CEOs because their objective is they don't want to pay people a living wage. It's taking jobs away.
That's right.
In the final analysis. Okay, because they're in the business of making money. And many of them aren't nice guys. I didn't get into names. Many of them aren't nice guys. You only get...
You hit it right on the head, El. You hit it right on the head.
And those who are listening, who are civil service employees, no matter what state you are in, you only get what you negotiate.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
King Simon?
Oh, man, I'm 100% what the brother said, man, because again, coming from a spiritual perspective or metaphysical perspective, everything has a spiritual component to it. And if you haven't learned and understand that yet and what they're leading to and the grander picture of it all, you see, that's why Dr. Valentine did the Death March, 2020 back in the day. 2012 back in the day. And he needs to revise that. You've had Dr. Valentine on your show back in the beginning.
I did.
You could call him again if you want to get him back on. If you
I definitely want to have him back on.
Building, get him on. Let Brother Al Hajj talk to him, man, because he will definitely know, because he used to do a lot of stuff with us at When Worlds Collide. His son used to train with us too. So, and he knows the nation very well. But as far as the metaphysics of it, if you don't know the metaphysics of these tools that they're putting out there, and then see how it weighs with the physical aspect of it, then you got to be very careful of, even the drones that they're carrying packages. When is it going to? Are they telling you about it being dropped on people? Some of these packages being dropped on people and hurting animals and all kind. Are you? They making the dogs now. Are you telling about those things, or the insects that are made of machines? They're not telling you about the little nuances that they're throwing in the movies, to see if you get used to it and you get comfortable with chips in your hand and your arm and your neck and your eyes and the whole. They're not telling you all that. They're just showing you in the movie and say, yo, that's cool. I should have a chip in my eye so I can, I should get a chip in my arm, the RDF ID. Well, I should get all of this stuff.
The mark of the beast.
The mark of what they call the beast. Hey, but modern day time now, because one time they used to call the car the devil's carriage. So we now driving cars. It is what it is. So
they used to call the TV, the devil also.
The devil
they say
too.
The devil too. The idiot too. You going to invite the devil in your house.
The one-eyed beast. The one-eyed beast.
The one-eyed beast.
Or television. Television.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So next one. This is a deep one. This is a deep hot topic. A good hot topic. Thank you to the person that gave this to me. I appreciate you. The self-drive mode for the Teslas. Following how we were talking about AI. Now this is the hot topic. How do y'all feel about the self-drive mode for the Teslas? Do y'all feel it's safe? That's a two-part question too. How do y'all feel about that?
My gosh.
You want to go first?
No, I'm trying to do the math to the word Tesla, but you go ahead first.
Okay.
I'm going to do the math to it.
Okay, you're going to do the breakdown. Okay.
I'm going to do the breakdown.
First of all, these vehicles look like refrigerators to me.
Exactly.
Okay. That's number one. Number two, I think that people should not get into unmanned cars where you don't control, because I'm quite sure they're going to cover their backside.
Of course.
When you purchase one of them or you get into one of these vehicles through your app, it's going to be some clause that you're going to keep checking. Yes, yes, yes. I affirm, I affirm. And the liability is going to be on you when this vehicle doesn't stop or speed up. They're going to cover their behind. So if some of you out there feel that, you know, I'm going to get in one, I'm for modern technology, read the fine print. Because
it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because I did some research earlier on this topic in regards to the safe drive mode. And Tesla is saying that everyone that has crashed in that mode, it was because of the driver wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, checking in, using the eye points and things of that nature. So it's funny that you said that.
Yeah, because they're going to put that liability on the customer, on the driver. Okay.
Read the fine print.
Read the fine print. Exactly. So we have a habit, many of us. There's a book. He wrote a book, but he passed away, called 3 Felonies in a Day. A lot of us sign a lot of these so-called contracts to get a credit card and all. We don't read the fine print until something happens, and then they're going to say, did you read the fine print? So you and your family got killed because you went in this vehicle. Did you read that we're not going to be responsible? You know, even at one time, Ronald Reagan, the president of the United States, he is the one that, I won't use the word exonerated, but a lot of these so-called vaccinations, people could sue the company. But when Reagan came into office in the Congress, he signed that bill. You roll up your sleeve. These companies are no longer responsible if you take some of these injections. We have to be very careful because the enemy will always make things, as Allah says it in the Quran, brother, and those who are listening, he always makes things fair seeming.
Exactly.
Think it's for your benefit. And let me say this to those who ride this mass subway. At one time, every train station had a token booth clerk. Today, you don't even see them. They don't handle money anymore. Sometimes you don't even see them. And you put your women, your wives, your mama, your daughters in harm's way because they're in these tunnels in an unsafe environment.
That's right.
All because the Metro card, now the Omni card. That's another breakdown. Omni. We're not trying to get in. Okay, but I'll let you continue, brother. Omni.
I did break that down. I checked it out. You know.
Yeah, all in vertical, horizontal black lines.
Yes.
But you go right ahead.
There's so much symbolism behind that. But
absolutely.
I'm gonna throw the number Tesla, the word Tesla in the chat. You put it on the board for me there. I want to break it down real quick. Why I'm very leery of the Tesla. Because in the Chaldean system that I'm showing you on that system, it's just the oldest and the most esoteric of the system. That's why when there's a new name or you have, let's say you have a nickname or any name of different places, myself and Lloyd always use the Chaldean because that was older melanated people that had a more deeper understanding, especially due to the doubling of numbers. So when I see 16, I see something. When I see 7, now I'm going to read one of the oldest study Kiro from the 1900 of what he said about the number 16. And I want y'all to listen. This is the Tesla now. Look at it carefully. That's Tesla. Tesla, he says, the number 16 has the most peculiar occult symbolism. It is a picture of the tower struck by lightning from which a man is falling from with a crown on his head. It is also called the shattered citadel. It gives warning of some strange fatality awaiting one, also dangers of accidents and defeat of one's plans. If it appears in a compound number relating to the future, it is a warning sign that should be carefully noted and plans made in advance in the endeavor to avert its fatality or its fatalistic tendency. In other words, it's telling you need to plan or you plan to fail. You need to make sure you do the necessary planning and studying of this thing before you fail, and these accidents can happen because there's nothing negative really. Is a duality with the number 16 that you have to be creative, you have to find balance, but because it adds up to the 7, you have to do deeper research into the Tesla. They should do, because these guys are just doing it for numbers, for money, like my brother just said. Elon Musk is a money grab. He's born on the 28th of June. The 28 in compound numerology. Let me read to you what he said in his book, and I have it in my book too. But the 28 is the number of great promise and possibility, who is likely to see all things taken away from him or her unless he or she carefully provides for the future. So the 28, him being born on the 28, that's why he's been losing ships and things happening, because he's not carefully planning. He's just doing things because it's one of those numbers that he's born under that he has to be careful of. And it goes on to say it indicates loss through trust in others, opposition and competition in trade, danger of loss through law, and the likeliness or the likelihood of having to begin life's road over and over again. That is that's that guy. That's Elon Musk all the damn time. He's always destroying something and then trying to build it. He's sending you to Mars, somebody dies in it. He's sending you up here, something's going on. Always, his whole life, because he has money that was passed down from his father to him. So he's just like Trump. They just wheeling and dealing and doing things. You know what I'm saying? So the numbers don't lie. Tell people.
The numbers don't lie.
Find the balance.
The numbers don't lie. That was good. That was good. So we're gonna stay on this Tesla thing, right? Okay. So is it okay, right? Because we almost finished with this hot topic. Is it okay for a drunk driver to use the self-drive mode?
A drunk driver. Wow. Lord have mercy. Again, it should be studied. I'm going to say with it gotta be studied. They haven't studied it long enough for people doing all that. Because that drunk driver could be sitting in that same front car on the wheel and all of a sudden still press the gas and he fall asleep. He want to curl up.
Exactly.
Oh, you want to curl up behind the wheel, huh, Negro? Really? Get in the back seat. Put on your seatbelt.
El Hajj?
I think they say in the Western society, the devil's into details.
The devil, yes.
And I think that you better read the contract, because I'm quite sure that Negro, like you said, that Negro that gets in that car and slumbers and go to sleep and something happened, something in the fine print is going to say you should not have entered the vehicle intoxicated. Believe me, these companies, they always look for their self-interest. They're not going to take hits. And if they take a hit and they get sued, believe me, that will be the last lawsuit that they'll lose, because they're not in the business of losing money. They're in the business of making money. And so many of us, we quick to sign these contracts and these agreements, and we don't read the fine print. That's right. Because a lot of it has legal jargon.
That's right.
Legal language.
That's right.
And when things happen, your family try to sue this I give you a call, this Tesla, this organization. Right. And next thing you know, he got a battery of lawyers. And you say, yeah, well, he checked that box on his phone, and we're not going to pay anything. And then next thing your family is saddened, and you're like, why did these type of things happen? I believe that we should do it the old fashioned way. Get in a vehicle, drive it yourself. You in command, you in control. Don't rely on any machine, because anything can go wrong. The computer chip, any malfunction, and they're going to cover their ass.
That's right. And I want to say something real quick, because he said the devil's in the detail. I heard Dr. Wesley Muhammad say something that saying came from another saying, actually was the God is in the details. Then they switched it to devil. Because it would make sense, God being in the detail, because God, according to scriptural theology, God created the devil.
Yeah.
So not to cut that wisdom, I just say that, I was listening to Wesley, and then I had to go look it up and say, oh, damn, they changed it in the 1900s. I'm like, these guys be changing everything to see their madness, man.
Yeah.
So, no respect.
Yeah, no question, because when you study scripture or any books or manuals on philosophy of the highest self,
yes, sir.
Even what we have been expressing for the last hour, mathematics is detailed too.
It's detailed too. Exactly.
Okay, you got to study that. It's a studied science. It's a philosophy. It's a way of thinking. Okay, you just can't just grab a little bit and run off. This is a dedicate. You have to be dedicated to this science.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
And some of
So-
us, we just want the milk.
don't
We don't want
So
the meat.
that's the answer to my next question as well. I was going to say, is it okay to get in the passenger seat? But the devil's in the detail. God is in the detail. Read the fine print.
Read the fine print. No, it's real,
So
man.
this the reason why this is a hot topic because it's trending and it's doing well in the stock market. It's called the cash machine. Yeah. This is why this is trending. I also want to talk, so to be done with that. Should I do trivia time? Like give away a little prize? What y'all think? I'm asking
up to
my
you.
co-host and my guests.
That's up to you. You want to continue on this vein of truth that we're sharing right now, because it seems as though that a lot of people is into this George Jetson's driving without a driver. I think
we're an hour and a half in, so we gotta land it soon.
Right, we gotta land the plane.
We gotta land the plane.
Automatic pilot? Are we flying on automatic pilot? Because that.
No, we
plane without okay.
And let us be clear that we're not telling people to go against technology. It's inevitable. It's coming in anyway. It's supposed to come in. It's been spoken about and prophesied from Nostradamus. All of them have done it. So, but you got to make sure y'all know what you know, and you better know that before you make any plans on doing, non-drivers cars and all that. Just make sure and you're safe, and make sure you have an exit plan just in case it does want to crash while you're in there. Do you know how to jump out? Do you know how to roll out? Do you know how to put a thing over you and lock in if you have to? You got to know what you're doing in this. Brace yourself. Some people don't know how to. Don't have the impetus of disaster preparedness. Prepare before it happens. Don't be reactive. Be proactive.
Because but brother King and Sister Etoy, the transit system, they proposed another idea some time ago, and it was resisted by the public. They wanted the trains to be operated without a motorman.
That's right.
And a conductor.
That's right.
But the environment in which we live in, particularly New York, Chicago, because there's only a few cities that have mass transit. But I'm speaking about the MTA. Right. They floated that balloon because remember, they're in the business of saving money. They're already losing money already. So they figured, well, if we could, because remember now, the airplane, when you go to JFK and most airports, those trains are moved, they're not man operated in a lot of the major airports. Right. So what they was trying to do, float that idea, well, let's get rid of the motorman. We're paying them almost $100,000 a year, the conductor, the motorman. Let's have these trains operate by computer. They already got the technology and the science already. Yes. It's just that they trying to get the public to get into this, to accept this. And so, it's on its way. Always on its way.
Yeah.
It's on its way.
Yeah, just study. Make your children study. Make sure your children are studying. If you have some children or family in the military, make sure they're into the mechanics and the computer so they know what to tell you and bring back like a spook who sat by the door. We need spooks. We need spooks, family. We need some spooks who's gonna say, go watch the movie on YouTube, Spooks Who Sat by the Door.
That's funny. I just watched that about 2-3 weeks ago. That's interesting.
Hey, it's my favorite movie. Matter of fact, I spoke to Sam Greenlee before he passed on. So he was very powerful. He passed on Malcolm X's birthday. He made sure he was out of here on that day. So I'm so happy.
Is there anything else? Because we're getting ready to come to a close.
Close out. Yes.
Is there anything that you'd like to say?
Me or this is y'all's show, so let me close out and get out of here.
Wait, but I want you to stay to the end.
Okay.
Before you get out.
Okay, no problem. I got you. I'm here.
But do you have any closing remarks?
Family, again, just pay attention to the cycles and don't let your mind get taken by the distractions. They are going to distract us. And again, learn to prepare for whatever may come. And even if it don't come, at least you prepared. At least you made a preparation for what they might try to do. And, we was taught that in the Nation of Islam back in the day about preparing. I studied under Eitan Edwards for 30 years for preparing. And I'm not a doom and gloom person, I always tell people to prepare, but yet still have laughter in your heart. Yet still have love in your heart. Still enjoy life. But I'm still walking with my disaster kit where I go. I have my e-kit with me all the time, wherever I go. So just in case of emergency, you always, just like when you get insurance for your car. And like with the numbers, if those who want to book a session with me, seriously, you could do a 10 or 15-minute tune-up, which is pre-recorded, and I send it to you after. But with the 10-minute session, you're allowed 3 questions to send. Make sure it's pointed and directed for. With the 15-minute, you allow 4 questions. But if you want to talk to me directly, you got to book the 30-minute or the 60-minute. And with those 2 sessions, I give you a free ebook and all of that, because I think, like I said, I come from a soul and concern for human. I'm not AI. So I'm not just going to scrape the whole data of the universe and just give you what you want to hear. I'm not one of them people. I'm going to give you what you need so you can at least start to grow out of what you've heard and move forward so you can be your best. I don't care what religion you are, what science you are, what science. I've even done something. I broke down something for Neil deGrasse Tyson one day, and he couldn't really doubt numbers. Astrology he has a little problem with, but numbers he understands. But he started laughing, and then he ran off into his Uber, and I started laughing with him. I said, "I got you, didn't it?" And he started laughing because I know his birthday. But family, remember, the whole universe is mathematics. When they want to send any kind of communicates out there, it's mathematics. They're not playing with you. I just showed you a book by a guy at NASA that does numerology, because numerology only means the study of numbers. That's all it is, and its various application. That's it. No more, no less. Point blank, period, like Eric Muhammad would say. So I know he's laughing. Look at go ahead, brother.
So before El Hajj jumps on, I just want to say, please, book him. He's when he say he's serious. I watched this man in action. I remember one time when I was a co-producer on one of his projects. It was raw, uncut, and live. It was about 7 hours of taping. And when I say he was serious, he was serious. It was quiet on the set, and it just was me and him.
And I was just recording, right? It was just
he
recorded.
just was recording.
It was just
you
recorded.
know, and it was no camera. It wasn't the camera. No, you did have a camera.
I did the camera.
Yeah, because you had the board and everything like that, and it was all right. You know, he had his incense going. He had the binaural beats going to set the clear the energy. You know, did his breath work and everything like that. Yeah. About 10 minutes too. All right, quiet on the set. I said, oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a note or two.
It's only 2 of us. Quiet on the set, 2 of us.
So now when every time I do my podcast, before I get on to do cracking up, before I get on to do mic check with my co-host and my guests, I say to everybody in the house, quiet on the set.
That's right. That's
quiet on the set.
I learned that from working with Spike Lee too, because the X-Men security, we used to do security for Spike back in the day, and that was it. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. And he's legit, and he really takes this serious.
Yes, I do.
I love this brother right here. You know, this is one of my dearest, bestest friends. And I greatly appreciate you. I hit him up last week and I said, yo, I need you on the show. All right, cool. And he's here. You know, so thank you. I appreciate it so much. So
I'll give you
go ahead.
I said if you need Sister Shahrazad Ali, I can send you her email and you just.
It's funny you said that because I want her on the show.
She's retired. She don't go out no more, but she would do any interview as long as you give her a little donation. She's straight. But you'll get a great crowd for that.
And for people that don't know who Shahrazad Ali is, Google her, Shahrazad Ali. Yeah. Please Google her.
I know, Hajj would love it.
and King Simon asked me to be his co-host to interview her, and I was like this.
You got it.
I think I asked like 2 questions. But now I'm seasoned.
Okay.
Now I'm seasoned. Now I'm ready for her. Please send me her email because I got some questions. Go ahead, brother.
Well, Shahrazad Ali.
Yeah.
she is a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. She wrote several books, and she caught hell in the social structure when she wrote those books. And a lot of sisters jumped on her. I'm talking about philosophically. There was very few that supported her. She was alone in writing those books. A lot of celebrity sisters took exception to her books. But let me say this, and you know this, Brother King.
Yes, sir.
Mathematics is problem solving.
Yes.
A lot of the numbers, a lot of things you shared.
Yes.
Our situation as a people are problems.
Yes.
And sometimes leaders come among us and they're problem solvers.
That's right.
They give us certain concepts and ideas, but we got to probe, because the word problem means problem. We don't have time to get into that today because I'm going to shorten it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Those in the audience that understand this. Some of us, we just want superficial knowledge.
That's right.
And that's fine. You just want to know ABC mean A mean apple, but A mean more than apple. Exactly. But if that's what you want, that's where you are. That's fine. But A means more than just apple. So I appreciate your coming on, brother. May Allah bless you.
Yes, sir.
You sharing what you know, the high science.
Yes, sir.
Metaphysics mean metaphysics. Yes, most of us put emphasis on the physical rather than the meta.
That's right.
So it's always a pleasure. Thank Allah for you, brother. And thank you for the audience for listening and being patient with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely going to have to get you on my show, brothers, El Hajj, and also her. But I definitely got to get you because I know you have history, especially rolling with the minister. I definitely want that history. You know, I always tell, I had Minister Henry on with me. I had Brother Arthur on with me. These are my people. We was in the ministry class in the 90s together. So
okay. So you know Hafiz? You know Hafiz, Brother Kevin, that transition?
He I was his first marriage. Me and my wife was his first marriage in 1990 ever. His first marriage. And I know Minister Hawk back in the day, he used to teach us at the ministry class. And again, I was there with Jason X and all of them.
So you go back to Eastern Parkway.
I was trying to interrupt, but we can take that for the after.
Okay. Hold on now. I gotta hold on. Oh Lord!
And I want the audience to know this is how their conversation was started before the show. So just hold that piece.
We've been in the same circles. So we know.
Yes.
You know, we know.
All right. So I want to say thank you. I'm gonna mute both of you. Please stay on, gentlemen. Please do not log out before we have our last little chat when the show is over. So now it's time for me to do my thing. Y'all know how I do at the end of every show. I just want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. What a pleasure and an honor to come on to just be able to bring this kind of information and this knowledge. I know it's not for everybody, but it's okay. Because long as I get it out there and plant the seed, I know one day it'll be useful to those who have an ear, let them hear. Who have an ear, let them hear. So I'm going to say to y'all today, have you done something for yourself today? Have you done something for yourself lately? Every single day we get up, and for some it's a struggle. For some days it's easy, for some days it's tough, depending on what you're going through at that moment, or that cycle, as Brother King Simon was saying. Have you done something for yourself today? Especially if you're a mother, you're a father, you're community activist, if you're a servant, a business owner, even if you just have a 9-to-5 job. Every day that we wake up, for most people, we are doing something for somebody else, and we barely take time for ourselves. Have you done anything for you today? Did you tell yourself you love yourself today? Did you just look in the mirror and say, I love you? Because sometimes we look for validation outside of ourselves, but the only validation that's really needed and warranted is the one that comes from you. Self-love. I challenge you to do something for yourself today. It's only 9:40. The day is not over yet. I challenge you. Do something for you. I don't care if it's your favorite food. You soak in the tub. If you tell the kids to get out of my room so you can have your own time to watch a movie. Because sometimes you need that. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to fill your cup. You have to. I have another question. I said this earlier in the beginning of the show. What is it that you always wanted to do, that you always dreamed of doing your entire life? Even from a child, that you would say, nah, I'm too old for that. Nah, that's not going to work. Nah, I'm not going to have enough money. I'm living proof of being a pessimist to myself, always doubting myself, being afraid of what people are going to think, or being afraid that I don't have enough money, or being afraid that my time has passed. I guarantee you, when you start living in your dream on your terms, you're going to feel so much freer and so much happier. What is it that you can see yourself doing for free, that you can wake up and just say, I feel full today that I did that? That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what Queen Afua taught me. And here I am doing this podcast. And she said, don't worry about the money. Because if you feel you could be able to do it for free and it fulfills your soul and your spirit, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And the money will come. It will. So with that being said, make sure you love yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you feel yourself. The holiday times is coming. It's right around the corner. Don't drive yourself crazy. And you make sure out of all the gifts you're buying, if you celebrate these holidays, you make sure you slip something there for you as well. Buy yourself something. I don't care how small or how big it is. You make sure you don't forget about you. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Again, please like, share, subscribe. Please tune in each and every Monday at 8 p.m. Same time, same place. And do the damn thing. Go out there and be great and do you and love you. Ashe. Peace.